my story about how my wife and I used to go out into the forest and do these ghost hunts. We even found some pretty solid evidence, things that to this day still freak me out when I think about it. But it was always during those hunts that we would start telling each other our scariest experiences, both of us competing to see who could tell the other one the most terrifying tale. And now I'm going to tell you guys what I told my wife, my absolute scariest, most terrifying experience that I have ever had. Let me preface this by saying that I am an atheist. I believe that there is nothing beyond this life. If you believe otherwise, then you will probably not enjoy this story, because I don't mean to offend anyone. This is just something that happened to me. Take it or leave it. I was around 20 years old at the time, and I was living with my father while going to college. My mother had passed away 4 years prior due to cancer, and my dad, being the amazing guy that he is, was determined to keep me from falling into depression. So every birthday and Christmas, he would buy me things that I wanted. He knew that I loved computers and video games, so he decided that he was gonna build me a gaming PC. Now, if you know anything about gaming PCs, you know that they're extremely expensive and oftentimes not worth the money. All you're really paying for is a really good graphics card. It's like buying a luxury car. You're only paying for the brand name. That is why I asked my dad if we could go to a local computer store so I could pick out all the parts myself, which he agreed to. We went to the store and I picked out everything that I needed, including the graphics card. The total came out to about $2,500, but I begged my dad to let me pay him back for it over time. So he agreed. I started working extra jobs just so I could pay my dad back as fast as possible. One night after work, I come home to see that my dad was crying. I asked him if everything was okay, and he said yes, but I could tell that he was lying. I pushed him for an answer, so he finally opened up to me. He told me that he was diagnosed with terminal cancer and that he didn't have much time left. I felt awful because here I was trying to get him to spend more money on me when he was slowly dying. I promised myself that I would pay him back as soon as I could. The next morning I wake up bright and early and head straight to the computer store where I work part-time. I clock in and start working, but I noticed that the owner was acting weird. Anytime I approached him, he would look down and start cleaning something. He kept doing this anytime I walked past him, and it was making me uncomfortable. So I decided to take a break and go outside for a bit. When I stepped outside, I noticed that my bike tire was flat. I fixed it and got back to work. But a few hours later, my boss called me into his office. He told me that he had something to give me, and when he opened the envelope, I noticed that it was filled with screws. He handed it to me and told me to go back out front, so I did. And the first person that I saw was my dad. He was standing there with a big smile on his face. He told me that he was proud of me and that he knew that I could do anything. Then he turned to my boss and said, "You gave him the screws?" My boss responded, "Yes, I did." And then my dad vanished. I searched everywhere for him, but I couldn't find him anywhere. That's when I realized that he had passed away in the middle of the night. I immediately clocked out and ran to his house. When I got there, I found him in his bed smiling. It looked like he had fallen asleep peacefully. I ran to my room and grabbed a pair of scissors so I could cut the tags off of the clothes that he had picked out. I remember thinking to myself that it was strange that he would pick out his own clothes, but he must have been trying to save me money. As I was cutting the tags off, I noticed that the clothes were way too small for him. They were kids' clothes. I ripped the clothes apart and they were filled with screws. It was the same kind of screws that my boss had given me. I ran back to the computer store, but it was boarded up and had a sign that said, "Out of business." I never saw my boss again, and I never finished building that PC. To this day, I still don't know what my boss was trying to do, but I hope that wherever my dad is, he's resting in peace. Wow, that was crazy. I honestly thought that was gonna be you. Like you started acting so weird there for a second. No, I'm not gonna kill you. I actually have another topic that I want to talk about before we wrap up today's video. So I wanted to ask you guys if you like the new direction of the channel, if you like the change of pace, whether it be the fact that we slowed down the videos, the faceless videos, the AI generated images that I've been putting in the background. Now I'm really interested to see what your opinion is on the matter. Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you're watching this is your host asking you to subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button. Also, if you want to watch more videos, faceless videos, whatever you want to call them, I'll link to videos on screen right now that you can watch. One of them is Gone Nabi, the most scary ghost story that I've ever experienced. And the other one is Gone Nabi Creepypasta that will make you never go camping again. Thank you so much for watching and have a good night. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Before I started this whole AI thing, I was terrified of what people would think. I poured my heart and soul into this platform, and I didn't want people to think that I was just some act trying to jump on a trend. But then I realized something. I love doing this. I love coming up with these topics, and I love connecting with all of you. Sure, it's a little scary putting yourself out there, but if there's anything that I've learned from this whole experience, it's that you gotta take the risk. You gotta put yourself out there. Things might not always turn out the way that you want them to, but sometimes they'll surprise you. And that's what I've learned. That's what I've learned from doing this. If you're watching this right now, this is your host, and I want to say thank you for giving me a chance. I know that there are a million other creators out there that you could be watching, but you chose me. And I promise you this, I will not waste your time. I will always try to bring you the best content that I possibly can. And if you want to be a part of that journey, if you want to see what I'm up to, what I'm working on, what I'm thinking, then please follow me on social media. I'll have a link to that on screen right now. Thank you for watching and have a good night.